Hello everybody, welcome along to the JACKOCAR Cup Series here for Season 3, Round 2, and we are back in China, the location of the first Championship 5 race. We all love this place, and we cannot wait to bring you the second race of the season here tonight. I'm your commentator Owen White. With me I've got Jacko, and you know what, we have to like this place now. Some people hate it, we love it.
Yeah, hello everybody, and Owen, nice of you to join us. Late, but you're here, so we'll let it slide this time.
Look at the time. Is it or is it not 7 o'clock?
He gave us a big panic, everyone, but he is here. Yes, Owen, as you say, we were here in, when was it, May or June of 2020?
I forget. 2020 was a bit of a blur, really.
Wasn't it just?
To be honest.
And,
we were here in 2020, unlike F1, proving once again we're better than them.
Correct. But we had an excellent first ever Championship 5. It was at MK Bourne, it was Khalifa, Pete, TC, Jordan, and then it went all the way down to the line. 0.354 was the gap, and Pete was your champion. Jamie Bromley was the winner on that particular day. But the race itself was really quite good to watch.
Yeah, it was brilliant, wasn't it?
The same today.
Yeah. All the Championship 5 had some sort of problem at some point in the race, so even the best struggle rounds here, and it makes it a very entertaining race all round. And obviously we're here with this new quality system. Well, I say new, first time here with this quality system, isn't it? So yeah, a lot of time to mess this lap up for a lot of people today, so I'll be very interested to see how we all do today. And you know what? I'm hoping these liveries improve this week for some people, Pete, because there is a new livery template out in the store at the minute. Yes, it costs you monies, but you know what? It might be the second best livery Cody's have released this year. Forget what it's called, but you go into the item store, you'll know which one I'm talking about. I'm sure there'll be a few people using it. And yes, I know Arnaud is using it. Is it Arnaud using it? He's gone back to his home colours with it.
Yes, he's gone back to Belgian colours for this week.
So I'm expecting...
I think that's one you'll like. I don't know if you've seen it yet. But...
Well, I have seen it because I know he's using the nice livery, which if I like a livery template, then you know it's a good livery. Pro Opa, or Ferragamo, I've also seen his livery for the other series, for the Kia series, isn't it? He's in.
Yes, yeah.
And he's made it putrid, which is brilliant. So
as only he could do.
As only he could do, exactly. So people are using the livery, people are enjoying the livery, and I'm hoping we'll get some great livery tonight. But well, onto the track will be Thomas TC, his first appearance of the season, I believe, because he wasn't here last time, was he? And,
no, he wasn't. And this second race of the season, obviously, but all 20 full-time drivers are racing tonight.
I must say, I feel a tad embarrassed that I never made the connection with TC's helmet and Nico Hulkenberg's helmet. I've only just realised now that that's what it looks like, and it's embarrassing because he's had that helmet for as long as I can remember.
Season 2.
How did I not realise? Anyway, he has a much nicer livery than last season, I think. He's certainly got his home colours on there, and he's making them look very nice indeed. With the limited selection liveries we've got, he's got a banger this season. He's ditched the orange. The orange didn't work, did it, last season? It just didn't at all.
We do like this car. It does resemble the Belgian flag very well from one side of it, at least.
Yes.
So nice livery. Basic, but nice.
Sometimes the simple liveries are the best liveries, aren't they? So,
yeah, indeed.
Worth pointing out now that there's no jokers tonight. So,
no.
We'll be all doing the two-stop. We'll all be worrying about that safety car rule, and I don't know if we'll be worrying about those clouds in the sky. It does look a little bit overcast, doesn't it? I doubt it'll rain. I'm sure there would have been some sort of outrage at some point in the chat manager. I haven't checked yet, but yes, maybe look out for rain at some point. You just never know. It happens quite a lot in this league, in this quality system.
It may go like Australia last week, where it was
it'll do the opposite,
like this sort of this sort of colour in the sky, but never materialised. Stage points though this week are lap 7 and lap 14 as TC begins the first qualifying lap of the evening.
Very long turn 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It just never ends, this section, and it is quite a difficult one, especially the traction on the exit actually. But TC's done it alright, and he'll head to the end of the first sector. We'll have our first benchmark of the evening, 23.8. Who knows if that's any good or not? Only time will tell. Also out on the track, by the way, we do have Paul McGuinness on the lap. He will catch him next. And basically we want to make sure we catch Paul, because he's not going to make it round the lap. How far did he get last week? Lap 4?
I think we had him on TV for about 5 seconds.
Yeah, we really didn't see much of him at all last week, so we've got to make sure we catch him. But first of all,
and then he crashed out very early on as well, didn't he?
That's what I'm saying. 4 laps he made last week. And yeah, we've got to catch a bit more of him this season, huh? We saw him little enough last season. It's only been a pretty good start for him this time. He must be getting a bit sick of us bullying him, but I mean, you should just not crash.
I think he secretly likes it.
He knows he'll beat us at karting, you see. I think that's the only reason he hasn't kicked off yet. But if karting keeps getting cancelled, he's got to start sweating this. But here comes TC around the final corner. He's kept the lap valid, and he's obviously gone fastest. But how will that stack against the rest? Paul McGuinness has got the same colours as TC.
Paul McGuinness with an average points finish of 2.7 points per race, which is an average of P15. Not very good as he comes up to the line.
It's better than Corey, though.
It's what, sorry?
Was better than Corey last season, wasn't it?
Yes. But Corey wasn't full-time.
I don't care. He wasn't full-time. Well, he was, but he wasn't.
Paul McGuinness is better than Corey, then. You heard it here first.
Yes. He's gone second place.
What about Red Man? Hint of blue. Team Speed blue this week for Red Man. Change the helmet.
I like this. You don't really see this sort of combination of colours much, but it looks quite nice. I wish we get a better camera angle of it. And look at the slipstream he's got there on his way down the straight. I don't know exactly who that was. Might well have been Pete.
Yeah, tow from his Team Speed teammate, but not a JACKOCAR teammate, I must say.
Yes, I'm sure Redman's not really going to complain about that though, as he comes round the final corner and he will cross the line. I'd expect P1 after that tow, and it is P1. Yeah. Now risky, I believe.
To another.
And he's on the back straight. That's a bit more pink than it was last week, wasn't it? Yeah. He's we've evolved from burgundy to burgundy and pink. I prefer. Honestly, I prefer just the one colour on that.
You know, I think I do as well.
Burgundy and pink certainly doesn't go together as nicely as just burgundy or just pink, you know. But it certainly goes away better than this piece of crap. Here is Pete. What is this? I still can't believe it. Just isn't. No, he's got it completely wrong again. All I'm asking, there you go. You see, Leicester City, they're top of the. Well, they were top of the league. You're last because of this clownery. At least change the orange to a yellow or a gold or something. It's just none of this screams Leicester City. It just none of it does. I swear to God, someone just. Let's just get him off my screen. Get him off my screen. Riley's going better than him anyway. He's still got a lap time. And we still like his livery. He's kept the darker thing. And it's a hit. I think it's a hit. I think we like it.
Yeah. Obviously I like it. It's because it's got an American flag on that.
Yes, you famously are an American person.
Yeah. Closet American. It's well known. Well documented.
Yes, well documented. Shame he's a short track merchant now. I'm waiting for Riley to get it properly right on a longer track, because you know we saw it in Brazil, didn't we? That if he were part of that Championship 5, would have won the title. So
very simple.
Very simple. Make sure he's there this time, because we saw glimpses all last season of what he can do. It only materialised properly once, but if he can just get it right, get a win early in the season, he's right in this season. So I do hope this is going to go well eventually for him.
Just felt like he had the pace all of last season as well. Like you said, it just never happened for him up to the line.
P2.
It's
Right.
without a toe as well, so that's a benchmark, I would say. Obviously, Red Matt with that toe from Pete earlier on.
Here is OKK on the DRS straight. And I believe he's kept the same livery as last week, the purple and the gold and the black.
Yep.
Looks nice still, nothing to complain about. He's also kept his lap valid. Noticing a theme here, good liveries, keep valid laps. Bad liveries, they've had it, mate. As OKK goes P4. Right, let's see Dexter. Obviously, he'll be keeping the same livery all season. The ERT in his name, it would be a bit silly to abandon the colours.
Yeah. Nice helmet to match as well. I don't know if that's new, but it works.
It works, and that's all that matters.
Yeah. And this hairpin where, of course, he famously crashed in Season 1. Took out the American driver Cam.
There's a car in Narnia, and it's Camu Babu. I'm sure you can see that on the map. He's gone off. What turn's that? 8? I don't know how he's ended up there.
6, 7? 7 or 8?
7, 8, yeah, I don't know.
7.
I don't know how he's managed that, Camu Babu, but he has. He's out of qualifying, which means he's still ahead of Pete, so that's fine. Right, so we can watch Cam then. He's obviously keeping the colours that legally we can't hate on. Not that we would.
But one colour is better than the other.
True. I didn't say nothing. Well, I just did actually, didn't I? Oh.
You're a little JACKOCAR bitch. You know that orange is better than purple.
We see, I think Jack Gooding, he saw all this last week, and he's been inspired. Have you seen ILR's coming back? So, I think he's going to try and get Cam to stick yellow in this at some point soon.
Yellow or black, definitely.
Yellow, or maybe yellow and black.
Yellow would be better, yeah.
Yeah. We can get loads of B-movie references. Anyway, why has no one done that yet? It's an easy open net for some good reviews. Keep that in your notes for next week if anyone has a black and white car. Or black and yellow car. Or yellow and black.
Noted.
Anyway, in the orange and purple car, let's get back on topic. Cam getting himself up the grid. He had he went sort of under the radar a bit last week, Cam. He seems to keep going under the radar. I mean, he could pull off some really decent performances this season, but people just don't really look at him.
It's a good lap as well.
It is a good lap, yeah.
He's got a race win in him, to be honest. I think he could be this season's Riley.
I think he really does have it in him. Interestingly, we've got Jordan out there on the medium compound tyres. Does that suggest he thinks rain's going to come and that he can maybe sneak into the top 10 before the front runners come out?
I think he's copying the same strategy from Season 1, which of course put him in the race lead at one point. And if it wasn't for a too late pit under the safety car, he could have won that championship as he goes P8.
It's weird seeing Kyle this low down, isn't it, on a qualifying lap? We're normally used to him being the showstopper, but he is purple in the middle sector, according to the game. So we shall see if he can put himself back up to the top as he heads round to the DRS.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Owen, 1 week on, do you like this livery yet?
No. Well, no, it's not that I don't like it. It's just I know he's had better ones. I think it's. I
so
feel
you're disappointed.
Well, I'm not disappointed. I might grow to like it. I just know it's not as good as his last ones. But look, I'm indifferent to it. Well, we'll go with that. I won't throw up looking at it. As he goes second fastest, Kyle. So Red Matt still topping the times. And here's Brandon. I'm assuming you're going to ask the same question again. Am I liking this one yet?
Oh, I know I like it, and I know you don't.
I mean, it's just a bit putrid, isn't it? But, like, I don't know.
I'm not a big fan of green, but
do you know what?
I
actually,
like
it complements the helmet complements it really well. Actually, like, to be fair, it's a unique design, and he's made it work. It's just
the black.
You know, it's Dayglow Vomit Green and Putrid Magenta. You know, it just doesn't work. But it's sort of. I couldn't imagine it being done much better. Let's say that much, okay? It's just not colours that I vibe with.
Okay, I get you. I like it. One corner to go for Brandon.
Anyway.
Yellow flags out along the pit straight, not sure why, runs out of ERS, it's P9. Red Mat's time, by the way, it shows how effective the draft is down that back straight.
Yeah, well, we said it straight away, didn't we, that it was going to help him out massively. Iceman's coming to the line, he's going to go P5.
Again.
Here is Sam. Is this still my favourite livery? I can't really say yet. I'll give my verdict on liveries after the quality session, but as it stands, this is still the best one. I mean, look at it. How can it not be the best one? They're going to have to do something real impressive to beat this one this season. He's absolutely smashed in this livery. But will it provide good lap times? That's the big question.
I've just received some news from our good friend Connor. Apparently Kyle is using his clutch as a brake because his brake pedal is broken.
That'll be why he's off in Narnia in the background now.
Respectable time as well.
Is that him in Narnia? I believe that's Kyle off in Narnia.
Not sure, but Flexi to the line is P2.
Look at that.
Look at the time to Kyle.
Yeah.
1,000th of a second.
And do you know what? It's under 2/10 in the top 4. It's very close out there.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Right, we've got Jake, I believe, next. He's sticking with the Abu Dhabi colours. I don't know if he's doing it to be Abu Dhabi, but it is Abu Dhabi, so it's going to be Abu Dhabi, the livery.
I'm going to throw it out there. What about mid-2010s Force India?
No.
Okay, I'll be quiet.
No, that's not. It doesn't scream Force India to me at all, that.
Not even with the black.
Especially not with a brat. I don't know, nah, it's not enough of it. I don't know. I mean, it's an interesting livery regardless though, isn't it? You can interpret it many different ways.
Yeah, I like it. I call it a Rastafarian livery in the test season, in the test race. It's P4. Qualifiers, Jake.
Can see where you've come from with that, actually. But yeah.
Jamaican vibes.
Yeah, no, I like that actually. Yeah, I can see it. But yeah, we can also see the times as you said. Look how close that is. It just gets closer at the front. Where is Jamie gonna sneak in here? I'm sure he'll have something to say.
He's not on the opposite strategy either. I'm seeing soft tyres for the first time in weeks. Jamie. Yeah,
it's a rare occurrence, this. But let's see if he can make it work as he comes on the final corner. I have to say, it looks pretty damn good. And he's gone P1.
Oh, it is.
By a long way. Jesus.
Yeah, the big boys have been unleashed, Owen.
And here's another one. So, verdict time on the new livery template. This is the one I like so much that I actually bought it with my money. It's such a nice template, this one. And you know what? Arnold, he's making this thing work. It looks good from the front and the back. Still not quite as good as Sam's though. But it's certainly a solid second.
Clouts the apex there, going through into this long, winding right-hander which just keeps on going. I think it's worse than turn 1. Then unleashes the power. DRS zone coming up now. This will be vital in the race. 8th gear. Fastest part of the track, obviously. Coming down into the heaviest braking zone of the track. This hairpin. All the way down to first gear for Arnold. And launches it. Horrible traction out of there. One corner to go. Remember not to cut too much of the inside. Doesn't. Don't go too wide either. And he doesn't. Up to the line for Arnold. It's P2.
Right then, we've got 2 more laps to come. Khalifa's just started his one, and Corey is heading to the end of the middle sector on his one. It's a 50.1 in that middle sector. It looks pretty damn quick. But will he be able to find himself in P1? After last week, I don't know, would he be disappointed last week? Because if he hadn't had the bad qualifying, he could easily have won the race. And he certainly showed the potential last week, but we know he's got the speed. He knows he's got the speed. That's the problem. He doesn't use it. He's got to start using his speed, Corey.
He was doing mid-28s in practice as well.
Yeah, so this has to be the time to stop sandbagging. Will he be P1? Yes, he will.
Yes.
Can he hold on to it, though? That's the big question. Because Khalifa's pretty similar to him in the middle sector. So it looks like it will be a Khalifa and Corey 1-2 unless it goes wrong for Khalifa in the last sector. It just depends what order they're going to be in. Jamie might sneak in there ahead of Khalifa, we'll see. That lock-up into the last hairpin will certainly help Jamie's case, but coming into the final corner, Khalifa, where is he going to go? DRS for the last time, giving it everything, and across the line, it's pole position. And there you go, Khalifa, who won the last race, is on pole again. Was he on pole as well?
Yeah, because Pete was second, wasn't he, in Australia?
Yeah, it just gets better and better for Khalifa, who is on pole from Corey, Jamie, Arnold, Redmat, Flexi, Kyle, Jake, Cam, and Riley. And outside the top 10, you've got Iceman, TCO, KK, Risky, Paul, Brandon, Jordan, Dexter, and then the 2 times that were not legal or accidents for Cameron Babu, I believe, 19th and 20th. Pete, where he rightfully should be. And until he changes that putrid livery, he will keep finishing last. I can't believe he's done that. What is it?
Fair enough.
I don't understand. If he's trying to do a Leicester City thing, I don't get it. What's he?
Do you not see that the orange is there to represent foxes? Which is
look at the frickin' logo. Look at their badge. Sorry, it's not that orange. It's more yellow than it is orange. It's just. I'm sorry.
But foxes are orange, like the foxes that go through your bins at night.
That's fantastic, but I mean, that's he has to change it, man. He has to change it. It's not acceptable.
I'm not even a Leicester City fan, and I like it. It's a good livery.
I respect Leicester City, and I don't think they should have that violation as a tribute livery. I'm sorry. Just change the orange to something that
Pete is a champion, by the way. So
I don't care. He's last now.
He's last now. He might get a top 10. In fact, if he wins the race from last, he'll get a KFC. So.
I'm saying nothing. Right, let's just
Khalifa
move.
Picks up his 9th pole position in JACKOCAR, by the way.
Right, I'm sure. Listen, I'm sure. Look, it's not a bad livery. It's just I don't understand why it's got orange on it. If it's Leicester City, if you're gonna go banning on saying it's Leicester City, it's like an Arsenal kit being orange. It's just like, what the hell are you doing?
Oh, and if there was no relation to Leicester City, would you like it?
Yes, but it's the fact he's gone out there and said it's Leicester City. Look at this, we're on boardroom. In what part of this screams, oh yeah, it's Leicester City? What?
The blue, the white, the orange, black with the away kit. It makes a lot of sense.
Nah, don't see it. I don't see it. Right there.
Run us through the grid.
Yeah, let's just do the grid again. And the tyres as well. No one on the hards. I don't expect many on the hards thanks to that 2-stop thing. But the top 10, Khalifa, Corey, Jamie, Arnold, Redmat, Sam, Kyle, Jake, Cam and Riley, all on the sauce that they qualified on. Then outside that top 10 again, Iceman, TC, KK, Risky, Paul, Brandon, Jordan, Dexter and Pete are on the mediums, with Cameron Babu in 19th on the softs. And Cameron Babu, the only car we didn't see anything of in qualifying, because he went off at this part of the track here. I don't quite know how he's done that. I mean, like I say, he might have understood wide possibly and spun inwards to the wall. I think I'm trying to remember who did this in ILR 8s, I want to say here, because we always said we wanted to get a 20 car finish, yeah, in ILR, and someone binned it at that corner and it cost us that. We were so close to it. It might have been a Cameron Babu actually, was it?
Nah.
Hold on a minute. It's a complete tangent, this one, sorry. I'm curious, who was it? Genuinely interested in this.
Lovely shot of the field there, colourful grid once again.
Yes, as always.
Tram drivers.
It was Zappadoodle, that's who it was.
Oh, the Australian driver.
Yes. What happened to him?
I don't know.
Interesting.
No idea. Reminder, stage breaks are end of lap 7 and lap 14, and there are no jokers. Everybody is on a mandatory 2-stop. strategy today.
So hopefully my stream will stay for the last lap. We've got to apologise for that one. We don't really know what happened there. I mean, I know I had a warning happen through the last race saying that the internet was bad, but I mean the stream quality stayed fine until that last lap when it just sort of skipped ahead. So hopefully we don't have those issues this week, and hopefully we get a good race. There's your strategies: soft, medium, medium, or soft, medium, soft. Depends what safety cars are like. Probably what you're expecting, or medium, soft, soft. You know, something like that. But we're waiting for those lights now. They will come eventually. Here we go. We've got Khalifa on pole on the right, and we've got Corey second on the grid on the left. And we are away. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing. And look at that. We're 4 wide already. And Jamie's had to back off there. We've got a car going off the track. That'll be Red Mat, I think. And there's so many cars going wide. Hopefully they all keep their front lines intact. Certainly doesn't look to be too much ghosting going on. Something we've seen recently in the races. But it is Khalifa. He was lucky he got away cleanly and let all that 4 wide action happen behind him. And Red Mat, he's got a penalty. He's down to last place. Disaster for him.
12% damage on that right front end plate as well, Owen.
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. My task works now. Bit
Does
late.
it?
Yeah, I tested it on Monday. It worked.
Amazing.
Amazing. Shame I haven't got it all now, but next week. Anyway, the order as well has stayed in the right order. And you might think, well, that's obvious. Obviously it would. This is like the first time I can recall this ever happening. This is the first...
Let's get to lap 3 first before we celebrate, I say.
Yeah, okay.
You never know.
Okay, yeah. Okay, we'll wait it out, but this could be the first race I've commentated on this entire game that's had no issues. This is a big moment, this. As Jake looks on the inside of Sam. Kyle's just waiting in tow. Will Jake launch one down the inside? Yes, he will. I believe he's on the cockpit cam, is he?
Yes.
Yeah, so that makes him even more impressive as a debutant, isn't he? He's just doing the business. But he's being overtaken by Sam. He's got a great toe action on Jamie as well. Down towards turn 1. Has to brake early there. The game's broken. Well, that didn't last, did it?
I did say.
Yes. Well, technically it is lap 3, but it's not really. It is lap 2. There's no DRS. Do ignore that message. I'm sure you know the drill by now. So,
just gonna say, these rookies, they're not afraid to race, are they?
Nah, absolutely not. They've really given that a good go. Some good side-by-side action. Sam, I guess he could have went down the inside of turn 1, but there could have well have been an accident, so it was smart to keep that one going. But it is good to see the fighting so early on. We know what the JACKOCAR boys are like, as Kyle going round outside of Sam. Didn't make it quite work. Obviously Sam's the one that did that round outside move to him in Australia, so I'm sure Kyle would want to get his own back on that one as they head to the end of the middle sector. It looks like Jake is actually sort of pulling away and pulling closer towards Jamie, so Sam might well have a bit of pressure behind when DRS does get enabled on the next lap. Khalifa though, he's not going to have to worry about it whatsoever. He is looking fine as OKK, the highest running medium tyre, is sitting pretty in P9 at the moment, as Kyle now said he was looking at trying to get by Sam. He's now done so, and he's up into P6. Yeah, that's not going to work there. There's nowhere to go at that point if you're on the outside, I don't think. Pit stop for Jamie. Don't know why that is, if he's got damage or something. He was part of that 4 wide. He was a part of the 4 wide stop at turn 1 on lap 1. But I thought he backed off. So, let's just have a look and see. We've got 2 in the pits. Is Jamie looking at a new front line, or is it a strategy call? It's a strategy call. It's going to be medium to the end, I assume then. And he's going to enjoy the free air he's got. Red Mat is into the pits. TC is out of the pits. They're all switching to mediums, and I don't think any of them are going for new front wings. So that's interesting strategy calls. We've seen on previous F1 games that the softs here do fall apart. Could be maybe them trying to
have a new front wing according to the stream, Owen. But Tass tells me he still has damage. He doesn't though. If you look.
Maybe TC changed his front wing. Did TC change his front wing? I don't really.
I don't think TC ever had any damage.
No idea. I don't know. maybe it's my own fault. I didn't really look at it very much. I just thought, oh right, they're doing a strategy, but they are or aren't. We'll find out. No DRS for anybody until Kyle, who's barely in it in the first place. So we're looking again for a fight for sixth, as now Cam tries to get by Sam. And he'll nudge him a little bit wide there, and that is job done. And Corey into the pits as well, so it does look like it might well be a genuine strategy call. Get off those softs early before they start to fall apart. It does seem to be a genuine strategy, and so it's not about damage, it's about the strategy. Unless, of course, they all got damage, which we might as well have a look at anyway, because this is Corey trying to do the undercut that he had done on him last week in Australia, which cost him the win. He's going to try and do that to Khalifa.
Damage for Dexter on the front left end plate, Owen. I don't know where he's picked that up, but he will go for a new front wing here.
Obviously, safety car now would obviously put Corey definitely in that lead, but yeah, so thinking about safety cars at the moment as they fight away. The leading pack do though look like they need a bit of a shake-up. They are just way too bored of themselves, that top four. So yeah, let's get some different strategies up there. Let's get that changing a bit, because it's not really very interesting for those guys. Good news for Khalifa, that obviously, but not good news for anyone watching and looking for a good race. So Khalifa, please slow down, or something. I don't know.
He said he wasn't going to go easy this season. He's proven that. 2 poles, win last week.
Paul McGuinness has gone a bit wide. That's going to be Brandon coming past. 2 very, very aggressive, very, very angry drivers on their day. I would worry watching these 2 fights away, but it looks like they've got away cleanly this time, which is shocking, actually. Khalifa has pitted, so has Arnold, so has Jake. No, Riley hasn't.
No, Riley's staying out for the glory.
He's will he try and go for the playoff point? Seems like maybe that's a bit of a risk, that, but he might.
It's a shout.
Might go for
End
it.
of lap 7.
Yeah, it's a long way to go on those tyres, but we'll see. Someone's got to try it at some point, haven't they?
Absolutely, someone's got to win it as well.
Yes, indeed. Corey is just behind Khalifa, and with the warmed up tyres, he might have a go on this lap. That exit though from Khalifa, that's a way to, that's a sucker punch for him there. Corey just had nothing compared to Khalifa on the exit. That might well be Khalifa now protected it on the DRS front, because I don't see Corey getting by when Khalifa has such good exits out of the corners like that. We'll see. We will see. He will still be in DRS, I think. It is getting a bit nervy for him. I'd hope he's in there at the very least, because at least it means he'll keep up and have a chance to do the ERS. Here is the detection point. He will get DRS. Okay, so that's good. I don't expect the overtake yet. If anything, I'll be looking more behind to Arnold and to Jamie. Yeah,
Risky makes a move on OKK, by the way, and will hold position as well. Good move.
Yeah, Jamie's not going for a move either. Riley has stayed out, so that does sort of look like he will be looking at the point for the fastest, for the playoff point for stage 1. Okay, trying to find a way back past Risky. Obviously now with Brandon and Paul McGuinness very much in there as well. Iceman probably soon to join, and these guys might not be pitting for quite a while. So this does look like a tasty fight for what will eventually be P1 on the track, which is just brilliant news.
Yeah, but only be P12 at best for Riley if he carries his softs on for another 2-3 laps once everybody else pits. He's keeping it between the lines though, he's still going well. It's young Riley with a lock-up.
Well, look, that point could be crucial for him in the end. So if he's got a chance to go for the point, if he knows he's not going to get much anyway out of the race, I guess, or maybe if he thinks this will give him an advantage at the end of the race, being on fresher tyres and all that, maybe it is a point worth going for.
Indeed, and we know how valuable these points are. That the playoffs and the chase in the first 2 seasons was decided by 2 points both times.
Right, will Riley pit? Oh.
Will.
Well, there goes that then.
Risky is going to lead a lap.
Yeah, it's risky. You know, once upon a time we would have called this as a shocking leader of the race. Who would have thunk it? But something has changed in Risky recently, and he has just become a guy that likes to lead races, likes to put up a good performance, and he's going to be taking the first point of the race as long as he can keep ahead at the end of this lap.
Yep.
Corey,
race winner as well, as we refer to quite often.
Yeah, Corey, by the way, has fallen out of the DRS of Khalifa, who's now into the DRS of Pete. That's yeah, sort of to be expected, isn't it? I mean, Khalifa looks really, really quick around here.
But you know Pete won't make life easy. Let's just talk about Season 1 again, shall we? Well, these two scrapped for ages to win that first championship. Pete on the older tyres though this time around. Khalifa looks so much more confident, Owen.
I do wonder sometimes, I'm sure Khalifa does, why didn't he just dive Pete when he had the chance at the hairpin? Look how easy it is now.
Oh.
I'm sure he would have hoped it would be that easy once upon a time. If he had just dived, he could have been a champion so easily, because JACKOCAR, he wouldn't have ruled it out. I wonder that goes through his head every now and then.
I think he's come back for vengeance, so hasn't it?
Yeah, it hurt him so much he took a year off, or took a season off, I should say. Mind you, maybe for us that's a good thing, because he probably would have been on for a 3rd title this season if he'd kept it on, if he'd won that first one. He's
easy.
just the fastest guy out there, isn't he? He's hard to deny that.
And
I'm sure.
Even if he's slower than Corey, he's got the head, the racing driver head.
Yes, Corey doesn't. No offence to him, but he doesn't. Unfortunately, it always tends to go wrong, and Khalifa, well, you don't see those mistakes from him. I am better than both of them at go-karting now. So really, I'm better than both.
Okay. At least you got something on them, huh?
I destroyed them at karting. Really like you as well.
I don't know if destroyed is the correct word.
Well, I beat them. It's good enough, isn't it?
Well, we'll take it.
Did you beat them as well?
Oh, I'm not talking about the final race.
Oh yeah, I nearly lapped you in that one. What? I forgot about that. Yeah, because you had a disaster one.
We had problems.
I think Paul McGuinness took sort of a slightly wider line every 13. Obviously, Iceman's into his DRS now, so he's got to be careful if he doesn't make any more of those mistakes. He might end up in a fight he doesn't really want to be a part of, as Corey now is past Pete as well, a lap later than Khalifa, who's now onto the back of Jordan.
OKK starting to look lively at the back of Risky. His tyres are in better condition. A lot smoother on them. 4% better according to TAS. So OKK probably going to make a move this lap as we head into turn 1 and 2, and Risky is struggling to keep the back of the car in a straight line. OKK will see that. Two-time race winner versus one-time race winner.
Oh, OKK's had a moment as well. Still closes the gap to Risky, mind you, so that really does tell you how much Risky's struggling.
Oh, you see him working the steering wheel to try and save it. That's a great recovery.
Yeah, it's good stuff, that. Khalifa, by the way, on the back of Jordan. Will it be a difficult move for him? We're yet to see. He's caught not in the best place in the world, and then after that he's onto the back of that leading, quintet. So yes, he's gonna have to be careful once he gets there, because they aren't going to pit him for another couple of laps, and he will end up in a bit of a fight that he might regret being in, knowing what these guys are like when they get into big scraps. As Paul McGuinness, he's going wide again. Like I say, he really wants to be careful. He hasn't got high ERS either. Iceman's not using his at all though, so I think Paul might be okay, but he's got to be careful with that wide line. It can work Never, really.
With the DRS train as well down the back straight, Risky was able to keep ahead of OKK. Will he pit this time? No, he stays out. OKK pits, he does the opposite. Paul McGuinness will follow.
It's all falling into place after Cleaver, isn't it? As soon as he's starting to catch that big train, they decide they don't want to be a train anymore. I'm sure Corey will be thrilled to have seen them all pit. OKK's onto the softs and Paul's onto the mediums. Paul does have penalties though, doesn't he? That's an issue for him. He'll have to sort that out at some point.
Corey's still struggling behind Jordan, he just can't get past him.
You know, if Corey just genuinely sandbagged for a race, maybe it would look a bit more impressive, because every time we go to see a race him, and you expect him to win because of all the pace he seems to think he has, or says he has, and then it goes wrong. You know, we wouldn't have a reason to bully him every week for this.
No.
Just do a Hamilton. I mean, he's a Hamilton fan, he should know not to big himself up. Oh dear. Must be a plastic. Anyway, here comes the DRS. Maybe he can make an overtake though. As you get yellow flags behind, there is I think it's Jake off the track actually. I still want to cut off that though, because we got Brandon trying to get by Risky. Corey did get the move done on Jordan. I believe Jake has recovered now. And
Fitz, Brand stays out.
Risky got close to hitting the inside barrier actually as he turned in for the pit lane there. I'm sure maybe it was a bit closer, you know, maybe it wasn't as close as it felt, but I'm sure it would have. Hartwood just gets a pit. But there's Brandon out of the race, or at least out of the session.
Trying to negotiate the ghost car. There's not a ghost.
Yes, well, he's done it though.
Yeah, back to the lead with a pit stop in hand now.
I gotta say, I would hate to be in a party with Brandon right now. No, actually, no. Scratch that. I'd love to be in a party with him right now, because he would be screaming his head off, and it would be so funny. But yeah, that's annoying for him. I mean, that's a bit of a pointless loss of time as well. That loses him what, 4 or 5 seconds for nothing.
Yeah,
and it holds up Corey, so actually, you know, it's a win. It's a win-win, isn't it? Oh, don't try and win.
Be careful, Corey. Simulation damage.
Yeah,
Brandon
exactly.
with the problems last week in Australia, where of course Arnold called him a muppet. But I've seen the video.
Yeah.
I can't repeat what was said. And of course that disconnection this week, as Jordan looks to get past Brandon, who's still not back in the lobby.
I think he is back in the lobby. He just hasn't gotten to his car yet. Yeah. We got the important bit. Although the game is sometimes really annoying with it sometimes just does not let you in. And you have to sit and watch yourself driving around. It is painful when that happens.
Yeah. I fell victim to that myself. Lethal will lead lap 11.
Oh, he's not in his car. I thought he was, but he's not. And our eyes will cruise past. Ah, he's left again. Oh no. Pete into the pits, by the way. I think there's only sort of him, Jordan and Brandon who are yet to pit in this race. Interesting, when Jamie and Sam pitted, they went onto the hard. I don't know when that happened actually, but that might be 2 stops. It is 2 stops. They've done their stops for the day. If they get a safety car, now these two, you know, they'd find themselves in quite a handy position.
Yeah, Jada and Lexi both under the radar. We didn't see those stops.
Yeah, we completely missed that.
I don't know if it's strategy or if they ran into each other.
Well, I mean, Sam is 16 seconds off him, so there might well have been an accident that we've missed. Maybe that was the reason. Maybe that was the reason why Jake was having issues. Maybe it was actually Jamie, because it was a black dot, and I thought I saw it was Jake's name falling down, and I would imagine that those two would have been around that area at the time.
I do believe it was start of sector 3, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. It was what, turn 13, wasn't it? The long right-hander. Easy to lose the back end on acceleration.
Kyle's got past Brandon's car, by the way.
Yes. I don't think we'll see more of Brandon today. I don't know if he's in the car or not yet. I think he is now. But his race has sort of been spoiled. Completely spoiled. And by the way, we got to point out that OKK did come out well ahead of Risky, who's now passing Red Matt, who's gone to Narnia in the final corner. So that's gone well for him.
Up to P8, yeah. Having a good race, certainly better than his qualifying. Behind his good mate Jake in P7.
Yeah, I'll be charging after him now. I'll be looking to set some blistering times. Right, what else is happening then out there? Because, yeah, like I said, I don't really know what happened with Sam and Jimmy, but we'll just keep our eyes on them, because if we get a safety car now, then they're in the money, aren't they?
They are.
Because those tyres are just newly on as well, so they will definitely get to the end. You would imagine, anyway. Don't know, you know, touch wood, they should.
Only 6-7% worn as well, so... Newest tyres in the field is Brandon's 1% tyres, that's his AI car pitting on his behalf. Damage to Red Matt's car still according to TAS, but nothing for anybody else.
Yeah, sometimes the damage is not visual, but yeah, I'm sure if he was in the pit he would have sorted the damage out. I don't know where else he would have got it from, but
what about Paul McGuinness though on the back of Red Matt? Replacing the top 10.
Riley's front wings come off. Fighting with Cam, and he's, I guess, been on the outside of the hairpin, and it's gone wrong on the exit, and they've come together, and front wing end plate missing for Riley, who's into the pits.
Paul McGuinness round the outside of Red Matt, Owen. That final turn. Iceman's looking to follow through.
He's got no ERS left, has Red Matt, so he had to move over to cover off the Iceman, but he's still going by, in fact. He's just got so much extra grip. And through he goes. Nicely
Great
done.
Move
Nicely drift there. Nicely drift there, just to close it off. I'm sure Red Matt will not have appreciated that one bit. But yeah, Red Matt outside the top 10 and struggling.
Yeah. Camo Baba having a quiet race. Once again.
He has made some positions up, hasn't he? He was, what, 19th? So it's not a bad race. It's just, as you say, quiet.
Comes Khalifa down. Sorry, here comes Khalifa then, down into the final turn. 2 more turns and he will get the second playoff point for leading stage 2. His first stage win of the season, his 9th all time.
Do you know, this is really odd, Jack. We've had half the race go by, no retirements, no safety cars, no virtual safety cars. What are we waiting for? As Corey pits again. You know?
What, it's nothing like the season 1 race, is it?
I know, it's the complete polar opposite. I mean, I know why that is. It's because the game's rubbish. But,
and there's nothing on the line.
And there's nothing on the line, mainly because the game's rubbish. The racing has been a little bit more limited just to the way the game is. The most interesting part of the racing is the pit lane stuff, sadly. It's just a sad consequence of this game being bad. Ah, well.
But if you look back to season 2, first third of the season wasn't overly exciting, and it really gets into like sort of around playoff time. That second half of the regular season as well, it got really good. And when Kyle stopped winning, put it that way.
Well, yes. Now Kyle is a peasant in the top 3 only, not in the top 1. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Mind
better
you.
than last week, mind you.
Yeah, well, that's what we're going to say. It could be going worse. So, well, look, we saw that when he had early form. It led nowhere for him. So maybe if he does the opposite and picks his form up late, that might do it for him this season.
Yeah.
So Corey then, like I say, did pit. Is now going for that undercut on Khalifa, who is staying out a couple more laps. Might help Corey out here. As we have Iceman passing Paul McGuinness. An easy move that one in the end.
Iceman is one of these drivers, he loves going forward in a race. He'll qualify okay-ish. They'll always finish ahead where he started.
Okay. Only 4 laps done on those softs, and he's had enough of them.
Clever move onto mediums though, because it's sort of perfect time for a safety car to come out now and save him.
Right then, so we now see a 10-second lead for Khalifa. When will it go wrong? When will it go wrong? It is never this easy for a JACKOCAR driver. Even last week he had Corey within a second of him on that last lap. You know, something has to get in his way at some point. We've got to have a safety car intervention.
The only time it was this easy.
It's gone. Disappeared.
The only time it was this easy was...
I think it was Corey as well. Just to make this even worse, I think it was Corey that caused that yellow. Makes it easier for Khalifa.
Jamie Wright, J-Luke won the race by 28 seconds.
Yeah, but, at least that came through clever safety car strategy.
Yeah, it wasn't total dominance, but that was the biggest leap I've ever seen. Khalifa does pit, by the way.
Yes. And Iceman cruises past Risky now. Up to P6. On into the pits as well. As is Kyle and Cam. Jake is going to lead the race then. Not by much, mind you, but he does lead it. Corey then, was he the cause of the yellow flag? I'm gonna say yes, judging by how far behind he is Khalifa still. Would have been a slide or a half spin or something, because he would have been closer to Khalifa, not further away.
5 seconds.
Yeah, it was about 4 when he pitted. So
yeah,
I'll guess it was him having a slide or something on the exit. We didn't see it, but it was around where he was, that yellow flag. So.
Oh, now struggling for traction out of turn 3. Just about kept it on the road. Old mediums, that's what that is.
Indeed. Right then, so we've got Jamie only 14th, so all these pit stops certainly does suggest he's got a front wing broken as well. Yeah, he's been in the wars. We haven't seen much of it, but he's been in the wars today. I assume it's been with Sam at some point. So yeah, like I say, we did miss it, but that's why they're so far down. As Corey and Paul McGuinness, serial butlers, going for it. And well, Paul gets a toe on Risky. That might help him a little bit, but he's not brave enough on the brakes to fight it. Maybe he doesn't see that much of a point to fight it. And yeah, well, it's Corey overtaking
a good race.
Corey's got a penalty. I don't think he's got as many as Paul. I think Paul's got 6 seconds of penalties, hasn't he? So might cost him if it's a safety car. But oh, front wing. Yep, broken front wing for Corey, and that front wing flew straight into Paul McGuinness. No puncture, but yeah, Corey just got a bit too greedy on the throttle there and steamed into the back of Risky.
57% damage as well.
Yeah, there's a big old hit
on one side.
A lot of cars will be going over that piece of debris potentially. I don't think any of them have hit it though and got punctures, so that's good news. As Paul now, well, he'll look to get back by Corey. He'll have seen that front wing coming towards him. He will have thanked his halo, and he'll be now on his way to try and regain 4th place. I'm sure he will. We've got to see a Paul McGuinness overtake at some point today. As Jamie gets by OKK despite his own front wing damage. Oh, he's gone wide, Paul. Seems to be struggling quite a lot with the understeer in that corner, but it is going to be a move for P4. He's on the wrong line now, so actually maybe scratch that. Because he doesn't like the braking late and trying to pass him because he'll crash into him.
Style, does it?
It just doesn't suit his style. Which is ironic considering he crashed so many times last season, but I guess that's something that Paul maybe learned with his racecraft, just not to dive every time. But yeah, Corey, he had to pit, didn't he? It was a big amount of damage. We saw it happen live. You can't stay with that.
So it looks as though Kyle was going to inherit a podium here.
Yay.
But Cam is very close to it, by the
Well,
way.
look, we were saying it in qualifying. Don't count this guy out of anything. He constantly goes under the radar, and here he is again. And we'll see how he gets on. If he can get by Kyle, that is indeed a podium opportunity for him. So he knows what's up for grabs. But Khalifa, just how is anyone going to stop him at this rate?
He's led 12 laps of this race so far.
Only 12 laps. You'd think
Only
it'd be
12
more, really,
laps.
with how dominant he's been with us, just down to the strategies. He could have gone for a Grand Slam, in fairness, but he decided not to. For some
4
reason.
lead changes, all of them through pit stops.
Yeah. I mean, he even got the perfect start as well. I mean, he just launched perfectly. He was well clear of second, third, fourth and fifth, and that was a good thing for him, because obviously they all went 4 wide and there was a little bit of a kerfuffle. They all lost some time. He was the second clear by the end of the second sector. He's nailed every element of this race so far today.
Phil, even if he had to battle out of that, he still would have had enough to get back to the front and lead it anyway.
But yeah, he's had it all his own way. He's earned it as well. So yeah, it's going quite well for him. I tried yesterday in 5 lappers to you know, train him into having accidents, but he's not having it. I'm not a very good teacher. So he continues to lead here, and the gap just continues to grow. Will there be a new record set today for the biggest winning gap? You just never know.
The current record is 28.5 seconds, and second biggest gap is 11.4, which he is already in front of.
Yeah.
13 seconds back to Arnold.
Alright,
That's
they're
the gap
having
you're looking at, because Iceman, Risky and Paul still need to pit.
Yeah, Riley had a wee tap with OKK, but nothing too major. We've got Sam, and we've got Red Matt, we've got Corey, all fighting over 17th place. Corey, who's put old mediums on Jacko.
Oh.
That's a brilliant move though by Red Matt, running outside of what, turn 8 is that? Turn 7, turn 8, whatever corner it is. He's done it quite nicely.
Corey's mediums are at 58%.
Yeah, I suspect he might want to change them.
Yeah.
Why
I don't know if
didn't
they'll make it to the end of the race, will there? 7 laps to go.
I don't think he's got hope in hell. I think he's going to finish last. Because he's about to be overtaken by Red Map as Jordan pits.
At the moment, he's only fighting for a single point anyway, so he may as well stick some new softs on if he's got any.
Yeah, take the fastest lap.
Should.
Take the fastest
lap. Because remember, 16th all the way down to 20 if you only earn a point.
Will he pit? No, he'll stay on. Which just means Sam. Obviously, Sam won't know how old the tyres are. He'll be assuming it's somebody on new mediums. As out comes Jordan to have some fun as well. Make it a 4-way scrap. Mind you, I don't think that'll last too long with the age of the tyres and the compound of the tyres. More importantly, I'd imagine Jordan will be going for some fastest laps there. Corey defends to the inside with those tyres, though. I wouldn't really imagine that's going to work for him, and it hasn't. So he falls to P19, does Corey. And, oh, he's nearly crashed into Sam again. He has crashed into him. He has crashed into him. I thought he was just going to avoid him, but no, he's last now. As Kamu Baba, I think, had a mistake. He's DC'd, actually. He's DC'd. Did Jordan end up into the back of him? No, he just was a bit slow. Yeah, Kamu has left. Yeah, we just sort of suspect that one.
I assume Brandon got back in the car because he's up in P6.
Yes, I would imagine so, yes. As Arnaud gets close to the back of Paul McGuinness in the earlier corners on much better tyres than the Scot. you'd
Oh!
expect. Oh, what are we oohing and ahhing about?
Yeah, sorry. Camo's AI car moved out into Corey's lane, going into the hairpin. It was almost a big accident. Corey does pit. This will be for softs and a new front wing. But that could have been 2 cars DNFing. Camo did rejoin, so we're still in a 20-car field.
Don't
Can we do what ILR never
say
did?
it.
Come on, boys.
I was thinking the exact same thing, but I thought, no, we're not going to say it because if we say it, it won't happen.
Oh, 6 to go. And what makes it even more impressive is it is all the full-time drivers.
Yes. Which just makes Corey's fraud status even sweeter. Hey!
Oh.
Have some of that. Can't even do a pit lane correctly. But as you say, it doesn't matter. He's last anyway. Go for the fastest lap points as Arnaud goes past Paul McGuinness.
And Khalifa now leads 15 laps, more than half the race.
Show off, isn't he?
So just
Paul now pits. That'll be for some softs as well, I assume. Brandon also pits. KK's just got past Riley. And Riley tries to stay close in the last corner, but the dirty air does not help him as Pete now pits 2. Will Riley go for it into turn 1? He's got a great run.
go on.
And, well, he's got through because of OKK. He pretty much scared him off the track, but now he's going for the switchback. It's OKK, and there's contact, front wing missing. Oh, they keep doing it, don't they? They never learn.
They do. That's 25% wing damage for OKK.
He might still fancy the move, though. He is on better tyres than Riley, after all. Maybe he still feels he can do it. I believe Riley, though, would stay ahead. He has got a full front wing. So I'd imagine OKK will just fall behind now. So we can, I think, who do we look at first? I say look at Jordan first, because he's catching TC in a place where really he could pass anywhere. And then we'll cut to Arnaud and Risky and see how they're getting on.
Who do you think was in the wrong with OKK and Risky there? Like OKK poking his nose up the inside.
Racing incident, isn't it? It's a racing incident.
Yeah.
Nothing can really be done about that. He tried to go on the inside. OKK just had a bit of understeered, and you know what simulation damage is like. Any other damage model, that'd be absolutely fine, you know. But not in our one. As we see Iceman and Risky pit, and we see Jordan pass TC. Brandon going for the middle of both of them. Can he get that one done? A double overtake? Yes, I think he will get that one done, because that was Jordan braking on the marbles. And you don't want to be on the marbles when you're in a fight. Obviously. So, yeah, I think they're both going to be behind Iceman and Risky, though.
Ooh, Iceman and J-Luke fighting each other out of the pit exit.
Yeah, Paul McGuinness is going to be in there now as well.
10.
And Jamie on those hard compound tyres will be feeling a little bit vulnerable, won't he? And front wing damage
And the wing
as well.
damage, yeah.
Just a combination of various problems that might cause him some distress.
Here's a throwback for you. Paul McGuinness on for his first top 10 finish since round 1 of season 2. Round the outside of Jamie, it becomes the inside. It's P9 for Paul McGuinness. He's flying.
How many pounds has he got?
6 seconds, I think. Or I could just look.
It's 9 seconds. He's not getting it.
Yeah.
He's not getting a top 10 today, my friend.
Oh.
No, not that those penalties. Not at the minute. Unless Jamie really falls off the face of the planet, which might happen in fairness of the difference in tyres and car damage in general. Iceman all over OKK, by the way. Iceman, as you say, likes to go up the positions. He's targeting a P6 finish, I'm guessing, with Riley up ahead. Close up ahead. Risky ahead of Jamie now as well. Yep. These soft runners at the end are going to be entertaining us greatly. Who's got fastest lap at the moment? I think we'll actually let's not check it now, because we'll probably see some come through in a moment, as OKK's in Narnia.
It is
on those tyres. It is, yeah.
131 dead,
yeah. So we'll just wait for the others here on their new softs as well, slightly newer. to go for their lap times and see if anyone can beat that. I doubt they will beat that, but you never know. You never know. OKK's got front wing damage as well, might be why I went wide at that final corner. So yeah, he'll also fall like a stone really. So I think actually you might be right. Paul McGuinness might be on for some points, or sorry, a top 10. He's obviously on for some points.
Points for everyone.
Points for everyone, yes. And look at Risky going right round the outside, easy does it, and OKK falls down another position. One day, I promise, I will learn the point system.
Yeah, one day. I would run through it now, it's a little bit boring.
Well, I mean, it's not like there's much happening in the race.
Okay. 20 points for a win, and then second down to 15th is basically 15 all the way down to 2 points, and then 16th to 20th get a single point. The only way you wouldn't get a point is if you disqualify. Yellow flags.
It was Corey. Do you know, I think Corey might have reset the track there.
Did you catch it on stream?
I didn't catch it on stream, but it was a yellow and then he was suddenly at full pace. Maybe I'm just trying to be mean now, I don't know.
It would be a 30-second penalty, but I don't think it would affect him too much in this race.
Did he reset the track? No, he didn't. He's gone off on the exit and just ended up in the grass. I don't know really why that's a yellow flag, because I think he's done that twice in the race now, where he's lost the back end and has collected it up and just ended up on the grass on his way. And I think that's what's happened now. See, I'm not excited by a yellow flag. I think, oh, must be a spin at least, but it's not. Here comes Iceman right round the outside of Riley then. Not job done, actually. He might try the outside line again, though. I mean, you can do the outside really anywhere around here.
Two totally different driving styles, but they always meet each other on track.
Yeah, Paul McGuinness is going to be in this as well in a moment, and this will get very interesting because Risky as well is on the scene. Brandon will be coming with a vengeance. Paul is looking for the way through. Riley's defending, and nothing off, for goodness sake! Paul McGuinness has had an accident. Is he going to get the move done at least? No, he's not. Well, he's understeering like a boat. He'll get the move.
Still there.
Well, I'll tell you what. Actually, I'll hold my tongue on that one because he might not get the move done. He might actually get mugged by 3 or 4 cars. If Riley defends, Iceman tries to find somewhere to go. So does Paul McGuinness. Risky just backed off. He's like, I'm having none of this, and he's just going to let these 3 go and fight away because we've now got the 2 leading cars in this train, both pretty crippled, it has to be said. One by their tyres, one by their front wing. And Paul McGuinness closes in on Riley again. Oh, he's going up the inside of turn 1 and he's left the door open. And he's going to have Iceman going clean past, but then Riley's boxed him in. Riley keeps boxing the guy trying to pass. Oh, this is brilliant racing.
Contact from Paul and Iceman.
Yep.
They get away with it, but Iceman's now clear. Can he get past Riley?
Brandon's coming as well. And Brandon's going down the inside of Risky now. And he's through, I think. Oh no, he hasn't got the exit. He hasn't got the exit. Risky stays ahead. Brandon, who tries to stay alive on the outside line. Oh, he's going to do it, I think, because he's going to have the inside line for the next corner. But now Paul McGuinness is doing what Riley was doing. He's boxing the guy trying to pass in, and it's costing him the space and it's costing the time, and he's going through anyway. I'm sure he'll get that penalty removed. There was nothing he could have done there, Brandon. Oh, and he's... Jesus. How has there not been an accident there? That was brilliant racing. Ignore the penalty. That penalty will certainly get removed. I'm sure Brandon will have something to say about that one, and I wouldn't blame him for it. He's now looking at that P6, if he can get up there, as Khalifa...
Iceman.
Khalifa started the final lap, by the way. But here comes Iceman going round the outside into the hairpin, and Riley breaks very deep. Off the track goes Iceman. Oh my goodness. There's just absolutely no regard for track limits or anything. There's just nothing. No driver etiquette here. Love it.
But this is JACKOCAR.
Oh, this is brilliant.
This is what we expect. Great racing from all these drivers.
We had to wait for it, didn't we? Well, it's happening now.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we're going to have to cut off it in a second, because guess who's already in the final sector? We're watching this fight for P6. Oh, we're going to have to hold it. We're going to have to stay on this because here comes Iceman trying to go round the outside. Oh, they're making contact. Iceman, you've got to launch it now, man. He's done it.
Come on.
Oh, he's hit him! And again! Front wing's going flying everywhere! And we've got Brandon! Oh, I'm going to have to cut off this very briefly in a second. We'll do it now. Khalifa round the final corner. He's going to win the race. He got pole, he got a playoff point, he's got everything. Blah, 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 blah. Let's go back to this. We've got fantastic racing going on. Riley has massive front wing damage. I think it's only on the one side, if that's any consolation. But Risky's gone clean past. Paul McGuinness, you need to get up the road or else you're not going to get a point, my friend. Or not a top 10. Jesus, I keep saying it. Shut up. Right. Here we go. Riley, and we've got Risky, and you've got Brandon. Brandon being surprisingly restrained. Risky down the inside, keeping himself ahead of Risky. And I believe Iceman will hold on. Brandon will hold on. And I'm sure there'll be some rejigging of positions after penalties. As you can see, Jordan's ended up P7 there. And sorry, we did get very distracted. But the order at the moment is Khalifa, Arnold, Kyle, Cam, Jake, and then Iceman, Risky, Jordan, Riley, OKK, Sam, TC, Brandon, Paul, Red Matt, Dexter, Pete, Camo, Babo, Corey was finishing last. Jamie is going for a fastest lap, and not only that, he's going to make it 20 out of 20, seeing the checkered flag. But will Jamie get that fastest lap while he's at it? Yes, he will.
Yes, he does.
We've got 20 finishers.
20 finishes.
I don't know if that's ever happened before, to be honest with you, but I don't care. It's happened today.
Great stuff. Great racing at the end. J-Luke snatching a playoff point away from Corey, who made an extra pit stop, by the way. And Khalifa with his 8th career win.
And looking dominant as ever. I mean, he's just absolutely smashed the field today. No one was getting near him. 20 seconds he won by, you know, it's just the second highest winning margin. Yeah, margin of all time. So, yes, pretty impressive stuff. But we will now confirm the rest of the order for you. Provisional, I'm sure, like I say, some people have something to say about certain penalties. Khalifa from Arnold, Carl, Cam, Jake, Iceman, Risky, Jordan, Riley, OKK, Sam, TC, Brandon, Paul, Redman, Dexter, Pete, Camu, Babo, Jamie, and Corey. And just to confirm again, it was Jamie that got the fastest lap. Risky got a playoff point. Khalifa got playoff point. He also got pole. He also won. How boring is that?
Khalifa picked up 7 playoff points there with the 5 you get for a race win in the regular season. Riley, I believe, was it Riley or Red Matt picked up the stage?
I thought it was Risky, wasn't it?
Lap 7, yeah, it was Risky with a playoff point. And obviously playoff points for Arnold and Kyle for being on the podium.
And that is where we're going to be left. Where are we next week, Jacko?
That's a great question. I want to say... That was a burp. I want to say Hungary. It is Hungary.
Right then. So join us next week for the Hungarian Grand Prix, where hopefully the safety car will remember to come, which I'm sure it will. But yeah, at least we got some good racing at the end. Hope you enjoyed that one. And yes, me and Jacko will be back next week. And I'm not going to say safe travels anymore, especially since I'm in Northern Ireland. We've just had our lockdown extended to the 5th of frickin' March. So, you know, enjoy your man cave. People say they're bad things. Enjoy your man cave.